Okay.
Okay. Call for the meeting of the Terre Haute Human Relations Commission.
Oh, roll call. Hold on. I have failed to open that for this meeting. Okay. Lakeisha? Yep.
I'm trying from class. I was like, oh man.
Uzziah? Jackie?
Here.
Katie? Sandy?
Here.
Dee?
Here.
Justin?
Here.
Dana? I felt like I heard a door, so. All right.
There he is. One
Is
and
that-
only
Say,
Dr. Katie.
I'll add that she's here. Katie?
I
know.
You don't even know. Who did this? You got new
It's here.
cables and things?
I know. Yeah. For our viewers, our viewers at home, I think we have a training in here tomorrow about AI. It's not for me, so I think that's why IT has done some redecoration. They also bought this new TV, which is the largest TV I think I've ever seen. Anyway, attendance, I got you marked here.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, my last meeting kept going and going.
So you'll just need to open the nominations.
All right, so section 3 reorganization, opening nominations for the election of a commissioner chair. Anyone have questions? Are there any others? Next is election of commission vice chair.
I nominate Dee Reed.
Any other nominations?
Full support.
Okay.
Great job, everyone. This is going well. We got this.
And election of commission secretary. Any nominations?
Nominate Uzziah.
All in favor? Yes.
Well, no, now you need to close the nominations.
Okay, close the nomination for the.
So now ask all in favor for Lakeisha.
Oh, did I?
No, we need to do that. That was just the nomination.
All in favor of Lakeisha for commission chair, say aye.
Aye.
They all vote. Okay, great. And then election of commission secretary, all in favor, say aye.
You need
Aye.
to also do D for vice chair.
All in favor of C for commission vice chair?
Aye.
Yay.
Okay. All right. And so now, Lakeisha, you have the honor of taking over the meeting. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'll help you.
Reorganization, okay,
Approval of minutes.
approval of the minutes, have we looked at it?
Make a motion to approve the December minutes.
Do we have a second? Second. Oh, and we asked for corrections before or after you vote.
She moved as submitted, so then there would be no corrections.
All in favor of approval of the December minutes?
Aye.
Okay.
Any opposed? Motion has passed, yes. Let's tap into my other meetings to keep on track.
You're good.
And then we move to the director's report.
Okay.
Can we just all stop and say what a fabulous job?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
May.
We'll talk.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is in our agenda.
I know, but I couldn't wait.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And yes, I still feel like energized, which is how it should be. It shouldn't end. We should remain energized. But anyway, December, we had the holidays, we had New Year's. I was out for a bit, so there's like kind of a period of time where there wasn't as much, but we did go to that county council meeting and asked for the 15. I think we actually asked for 30,000 from the county to support the warming center initiative. And they gave us 15,000, which will be helpful in supporting, that the Mental Health America Lotus Center Warming Center. They get $1,200 for each day that they operate, we ask them to open. So that was positive. We had a department head meeting at December 30th. I truly don't remember what we talked about at that one, but I met with Sumalayo in January, and that's where we agreed to they would be the sponsor for the refreshments at the MLK event. And then also she was like, well, we didn't end up, planning our own thing. So we'd love to kind of be a partner in some way. And so she made that offer, but she said, could we have someone maybe speak at the beginning? And I was like, absolutely, sure. And she said that she had this friend of a friend who had performed speeches by Dr. King. And so I had shared the speech that the quote that we chose came from. And she got back with me and said like, oh, well, actually he only does the I Have a Dream speech. And I was like, okay. I was kind of just like being very agreeable. And I was like, wow, like I maybe should have like done a little more vetting, but I just like agreed. But man, it ended up being awesome.
Man.
It was
Oh,
a man named Mr. Roland Coleman. It was so well done. He came up with his encyclopedia world book. He knew it though. I mean, he hardly looked at the book.
Did it for 2 seconds and then the rest came straight from the heart. It was like,
Yeah.
I heard a suggestion from the audience afterwards.
Mhm.
They said that would be an incredible ending to rather than the beginning.
Yeah.
That's a thought.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, that was, yeah. Like, do we add that every year? It was very, very good. It was, but it was
good. I will say I was sad that I didn't record it. However, his daughter recorded
Yes.
it, and it is spread like wildfire on Facebook. And I'm sure she shared it on another platform, but that's where I saw it and reshared it. I do like the closing because it kind of gives you like a charge on an exit. But it was powerful. It was powerful. He had the cadence. It's to be in the room to hear it. It was It was perfect.
Yeah. A couple people told me after, like, I closed my eyes and I just felt like immersed. I felt like I was listening.
There's a lot of people that were doing
Yeah.
I had goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good.
Yeah, we'll find that video and share it so you can really see that. Oh, it was good. But I was like, sometimes it's like, oh, well, it just works out, and that really did. Had a meeting with our new homeless coalition chair and secretary, and kind of passed over those duties. So no longer having to serve as the interim secretary, which was nice. DJ Danny Wayne has his radio show, and so I did a little segment on there advertising our Black History Month banner events as well as our MLK. You can find it. I think it does maybe air on a radio station, but I know also it's mostly like a Facebook Wabash Valley Now. But always lovely to talk to him. Had the Homeless Coalition. We met with our panelists. Met with the folks from Chances and Services for Youth about the space at Booker T. Washington, which worked out great. January 18th, I was here at City Hall and for most of the day, and then at 2 we had volunteers meet us. Thanks, Justin, and for coming with the the prisoner transport van that we
The
used.
truck I was gonna use is in the shop, so we have a brand new thing.
So we used that to transport wagons and carts to help.
Whatever you want.
Yes, yeah. It was put to good use, helping us get set up for the day of service. We also had other, Sheila Romanelli came and a couple people from City Hall. My dad brought his truck, which was great. And we got everything set up the day before, which just made it much, much easier. Katie came a little bit later and we got, I think having set up that day, because it took us a few hours. So it would have been a chaotic morning had we done it that morning. But then the day of service, we'll get to that later. And then the piano, just so good. So good. We will talk more about the banners. Got a few tasks that we still need to get done. Warming Center, it just finished activation yesterday, but it is going to reactivate tomorrow. So if I know Sandy has provided meals at some points, I'll text you.
Yeah, I was over here yesterday, I couldn't take food yesterday, but I took other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I met, Brad?
Yeah, Brad Steele.
Yeah, we had a nice conversation, and he said, well, have you filled out a volunteer form? And I said, no one's ever offered me a volunteer form before. So I took one, I had to fill out, or I filled something out there, and then he said there's a website too. He said that it's really helpful if those people who are referring people to volunteer, make sure that they go online or fill that out, because he said at some point, back in the beginning, they got more food and they just, they had to refrigerate it. And so they'd like to be better about coordinating, how many people bring stuff on particular.
Okay.
So anyway, I thought that would pass that along.
Okay, yeah.
If anybody saying, go there, it never occurred to me, I'm not just gonna take food in and
Yeah.
we'd have it, but
Mm-hmm.
and he found my cookie sheet.
And then also the Human Relations Commission, I know I'd sent out an email. We have an opening. The application is now open and it will remain open until January 31st. So we have about 10 more days. I've not heard from our city clerk on if anyone has applied yet, but if you know anyone, they shared it on the city clerk's Facebook page, which is separate from the city's page. I know there's so many pages, but it's also on our website. And I think I sent you all the link in my email last week with the agenda. The requirements are that they have to live in the city of Terre Haute or live in the county and own property in the city of Terre Haute. There's no more requirements for political affiliation. And then I think the other requirements that they have to show a willingness to participate. But we have 2 events next week and we'll get to that in a second. Black History Month banner reception and the installation on Friday. I was out of the office yesterday. Katie and I had our leadership program up in Indy. So back today. Lots of departmental statements of activities. I've provided the end of year from last year as of 12/31. Everything in the top portion, I don't really, it just kind of automatically happens in my pay, but they went over on the perf and I don't totally know what that means. So I need to talk to our controller. She sent me an email today that I needed to transfer money to correct that, but I was I didn't totally know, but everything else we did not overspend on. We stayed under budget, which is what they like. And then the second page, that's more of a grid, is how we used the civic promotions at the end of last year. So in total, there was about $5,000 left remaining from office supplies, instruction, travel, all of that. And then the next 2 pages are this year. The controller's office is now providing a departmental statement of activities for casino, so I don't have to make my own little spreadsheet here. So we've used nothing has been come out of it yet. We have now spent some money from the MLK Day of Service and the panel. Actually, I don't really know if we spent anything for the panel since the refreshments were purchased for us, but for the Day of Service, a few things here and there, just like small stuff that we needed. But that is where we are financially. Before we know it, it'll be budget season where we are crafting the budget for next year, which will probably, where it's usually due in May. And I know at our last meeting, I had said that, it would be nice to like kind of go through our end of year in more detail. I did not prepare anything besides this, just I admittedly did not have the time this past week. So I can get that done at our next meeting. I think February is going to be a little bit lighter on event planning since everything will be done next week. And that can kind of help us inform how we budget for next year. We do have an additional $1,000 in civic promotions this year, but things that are nice are we got $1,000 from the grant from Duke Energy for the MLK Day of Service, so that's kind of how we afforded the t-shirts. Really, that was about $1,000, but it looked really nice in the pictures. And then I forgot the t-shirts I bought for you all are in my office, so we cannot forget at the end of this meeting, I will get you your City of Terre Haute t-shirts that we ordered last year. Those were there when I picked up the Day of Service ones. Are there any questions about money? Yes.
It went really quickly, working at Booker T. I mean.
Oh,
well.
my, yeah, well.
Whole day fast.
At least 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
If not more than
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, how many categories were there?
There,
3 twice.
there were, well, let's approve the drinks for the sake of minutes and for the sake of,
Yeah.
I can have my comments later, because it's kind of
Okay.
the last meeting, but budget, but not.
no,
Are
you,
you sure? I know I mentioned the possible civic partnership, maybe promotion, I'm not sure, but, for the AIDS Memorial Quilt.
yes.
So the, I think it's called CAG, the Community Action AIDS Group, they're covering it.
Oh.
And they got it a lot cheaper than they were expecting somehow, so we don't need funding, but we will invite you to come make a
Great.
lunch if you want. And then, I'll give you a heads up about Pride Fest, and that will be a sponsorship for this year so we'll be asking for a sponsorship from the Human Relations Commission. Same general
Yeah.
tiers I'm expecting.
It's gonna be so
It's gonna be
good.
great. It's our 5th year anniversary. It's on Saturday, October 3rd, which is Mean Girls Day, so we're going with Mean Girls type theme. So fun.
The film,
The
if you're
film.
not
Not
mean
actually
energy, yeah.
Just the pink.
The film.
There's a pink movie and
on,
we can put bad legislators in our room, but. Yes, October 3rd. And we are adjusting the time. This isn't public yet, but it'll be from noon to 6. Because sunset is at 7:30 and we need time to clean up the park.
For Lexington.
Yes.
so what time was, it was 3
It was
to,
3 to 8. last year. So we're gonna bump it up. We get 2 meal rushes for the food truck, so hopefully they'll actually show up this year.
No, that'll be good.
Yes, and then, yeah, mostly. it's
And it'll
us
be-
to get people out of the
I'm
department by then.
Manifesting, it'll be like a cool day.
Yes, 'cause
It'll
it's
be
good weather.
October 3rd.
Oh,
Yes.
The only spot that had,
We gotta get you a tent. You're saying.
Which I found in one of my adventures into the basement of City Hall. I found a tent.
Oh.
So, Sandy, we won't have to borrow your tent. You can use your own tent.
Sorry, we're not out of hand, but I just wanted to.
No, that's a good point that will be something that we'll want to budget for out of our 15 of civic promotions. We'll motion.
Okay. Motion, can I have a motion to approve the director's report?
I make a motion to approve the director's report.
Have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion has passed to approve the director's report. Thank you.
Excellent.
Committee reports.
MLK. So, if we the day of service was over-engineered to the point of like peak efficiency. So we everything was assembled by like 10:30. Yeah. And then it was pretty much everybody was just helping getting the room back together. And we were out of Booker T. Washington at like 11:01.
Yeah, it
We had
was-
150-ish people there, and only 250 kits. So I mean, just thinking like that's,
Yeah.
And then everybody has 2 hands, and we had a baby that, it's like we had small, old, everybody in
Diverse
between,
group of people.
ISU students, Rose students, North High School students. I think there were South High School students. There were, kids elementary school age and help with their families, Boy Scouts, the Deltas, it was, yes.
NAACPs.
yes.
Yeah, multitude of groups.
Yeah, it was good.
The art shop, which was really
It was
good.
beautiful.
It was very good.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I will say WTHI didn't come to anything that day.
They've backed off about everything around here since the affiliation or Lafayette.
Mhm.
But I thought they were like local now and they were like hiring new people.
Yeah, that's what he.
Because
told us when
remember
he did
that,
the-
yes,
yeah, he
we
tell
did
us
talk,
that.
but
Something must have
They
happened.
haven't had the transition yet.
Then that's the whole
Okay.
up then. 'Cause
Yeah.
When we talked to him, he said it was happening like
Closer.
closer to that
Ben?
time.
no, it's this new guy.
A report. when
He
did
works
do
for
that?
Ben.
Yeah. So, interesting.
I don't know. I'm just noting they didn't show up.
Well, the coverage of whom was.
Yes,
Was
TripStar
amazing.
was
Yeah.
really nice. I think I
Yes.
pulled it up here. I did like the headline, volunteers flock to, and I was like, yeah, that's an understatement.
And that photo was amazing.
Yes. Oh, Katie,
Amazing.
Sandy.
Look at us in the
Aw.
front.
This
It was-
this one right here, Jennifer, she was so helpful. She came the day before too.
Oh, she works at United Way.
Oh, is that
Uh-huh.
okay? And then this woman, her family came later, but she was awesome too. She kept coming. What's next? What's next for me to work? And I was like, okay, yeah. Let me think of something.
It was the best show.
But
of
yeah.
community collectiveness.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Well, we were the
Mhm.
only service site this year, right?
on the day of,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
Officially.
Yes.
I think.
I
yeah,
can confidently say that.
yeah,
Yes.
okay. Well, so many people,
I think we
yeah,
keep that going every year and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
haven't died.
yeah, absolutely.
Correct. So that was
Amazing.
beautiful.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see this, how many like stations. So we had, everything was divided by like kind of category, warmth, hygiene, and then food. And yes, snacks. And so they had bags at the end of their like Ziploc bags or grocery bags. and they, one of or two, it said on the table, like 2 crackers or 1 beef stick, whatever it was, and that went in to a bag, and then those bags went into these, and then people from those tables took them to the backpack assembly station, which I don't know if there's a picture of.
Yeah, that's like the tail end.
And they took those 3 bags and put 1 of each into a backpack, and then the backpacks went in a box, and then the box, there's the baby.
Oh,
She-
thanks.
yes. And I have more photos too. I've like had hardly any chance to like really admire them. But it was just, it was really nice. And then WTWO came. They did a nice little story. Yes. He was there for a long time too. But there is a little bit of stuff I need to like send out a lot of thank you notes to everyone. Duke Energy has some grant follow-up because we technically haven't gotten the money yet for that. It'll be like we'll get reimbursed for it. I also have to do some follow-up with ISU for the grant that they got. Everything is just right now in the basement, and I need to do a little bit more organizing so that when we take it over to Pathways, it's not just in like all of these like random assortment of things. So I'm going to get that done this week. And then on Wednesday is the pit count. So on Tuesday in the morning, our maintenance guy and I were going to take it all over in his like one of his trucks and vans, and it should all fit. We had a U-Haul to get it all back, which was a good idea, I think. It made it, everything just got put onto one truck. It wasn't like, oh, well, find this open car and this open car. It was nice. Everything got loaded. And then both ISU and Rose-Hulman had Pike students there, and they came back to City Hall and helped unload the truck along with the North Future Farmers of America. They came and helped too. So that was nice. We were unloaded on the truck in like 10 minutes, but it was nice that they came. Yeah, oh God, it was so cold. And then, pretty much,
I think what were the 2 tables that were in the back?
Oh, and then we had feminine hygiene.
Okay.
And so those boxes, I'm going to divide, because I'm going to give some to Pathways for the pit count, but I'll also be taking, we have, I think like 6 or maybe more boxes of products. You were running that team. And there were a lot of kits. So we'll take some to some of the other shelters, Lotus, Coda, and Dana had asked maybe if Next Step could get a box too. So I'll be able to share.
With a small, it's so minor.
No, but share.
So like we were the first round of the backpacks, and we had maybe like 4 bags left that didn't have one of either the hygiene or the hygiene kits ran out early.
Interesting. A lot of that stuff was ordered by ISU, so it is possible that they did not order the right
Or
amounts.
snacks, like 2 of the bags, we just put 2 of the snack things in, and then Alex said he would figure it out, because somebody would be disappointed thinking that they're gonna have a hygiene kit and a snack, and then they have 2 snack things. And it was, so that was probably the only small.
Okay.
We ran out of hats and socks and hand warmers.
Okay.
Gloves.
Okay. Well,
Having
250
250 of all of the things.
Yeah.
And
I think one thing is the stations may have run out, but at the end of the day, I think we have probably enough backpacks for everyone to get one, because we definitely had more bags than we had originally like planned for. So it may have like felt like we ran out of stuff, but like I think that there will be enough for what we promised. And hopefully, it's not going to be the case that there's fewer people experiencing homelessness in our community than there were last year, but we had 194 last year. each year it's kind of gone up about 5-10 people in the last, so 250 was a big goal. So that way, if there were extra things, they could just distribute them to their other guests. Anyway, no, but I appreciate you saying that. I know, because it is like nothing comes in, even
Sure.
amounts, and but yeah. Any other like points of feedback or comments?
I almost wonder if we needed to fill the time to let the volunteers help set up. I know it was so perfectly organized. But
Yeah.
I almost wonder if let them do it. I don't know, maybe then that fills the time, because that was the only thing that some of the students who came said, oh, I was hoping to get about 4 hours done, but we got 30 minutes, but that's okay, I'll come back for other things. And so they were totally fine and flexible with it, but if we need to extend the time, I wonder if they could just help unpack the box a little bit. I know that could probably be chaotic and messy too, though, so that's the other consideration of, it was so well done that then maybe next year they'll be like, oh, no.
Yeah, people were like, we should do 1,000 next year, and I was like, whoa, that would be so much money.
Just skip 500.
Yeah, I know. I know. I was like, that is, one of the things is like cost. But the other thing is, like, is there another activity or something else that we could do that, would.
I think with the student groups, so specifically like the high school groups and the group from Pike, they plan pretty well to like be at certain things. So if you started early, those would probably be your core group of people that would have no problem setting up and doing all of the things. I think.
Yeah, or two, you could break it into 2 phases of volunteers. And then,
That's definitely I'm like,
but not everybody comes for that part. But
Yeah.
that was a lot of people, but.
Yeah.
I think, not one thing I for sure planned to do it the day before or get stuff set up the day before, because I wanted to make sure that we were done by noon. And that, because I had then just a few hours before the panel.
Sure.
How long did it take Saturday, sorry?
On Sunday, the setup before, we had volunteers here at 2, and then we drove stuff over from here, and then I think Katie got there around 3:15, and I think I had most people out by like 4:15, 2 hours, and part of it was the transportation of everything, of like driving stuff over. That took some time, and then getting everything unloaded. And then we didn't have a ton of people. Had we had 30 people there, it would have maybe taken only an hour.
Well, if you had broken up in teams, and you had like maybe an 8 to 9:30 group between those 4 groups, and even other groups, you could get I told you the volunteers weren't going to be a problem. I don't foresee that being a problem.
Well, and we closed it, and more people wanted to come, but I closed it because I was like, if any more people come, I literally don't know what to do. And like we had too many people in a way. Like
That's why I
that
was
is
asking
like,
how many stations there were, because for every station, most of them were at about 12, and we added at least 5 or 6 to each of those stations of people who came in.
because a bunch of people came that didn't sign
So
up.
there were
Yes.
8. That's probably.
And that's okay. It's okay,
I'm guessing that there were probably 50 people that didn't sign up that came into work.
And then there were people that didn't show up also. So, but that's okay.
It all said it. I know that first group of the warming kits in group A that were with me, they were done in 20 minutes of all of the kits. So, but like it helped the process go that much faster. But
it was nice though, because like, I was like, oh gosh, like I'm worried that like, oh, if I don't set it up exactly right, people aren't going to know what to do. I mean, people don't know what to do. And like, people were just jumping in and like
Yeah.
moving stuff,
It was
taking,
great.
it was, oh, it
Because
was
I saw
great.
people help with cleanup.
That,
And so
Yeah.
that unloading part, I think those were really cool. So now that we know the
mhm,
steps and
mhm.
what's all
It'll go
required,
smoother.
we can,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it took about, a half hour to get everything cleaned up and put back together. So, and get everything, including getting everything on the truck in that meantime. So,
It'll change the framework.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would say you could
But have
probably,
the two
I would say you
groups.
could probably just use like a sign up genius instead of the Google form, so then they pick their slot
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
assignment, and they can still give you the same, most of them give you the information that you would ask on the form, but,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
then you know for sure who's got each spot.
I think always it's like we'll always have people show up that didn't, people will, oh, I heard about
So
this
listen,
thing.
It was
Yeah.
so good, it was
Yeah.
excellent.
So, yeah.
Smoothest thing I've ever been to.
Ever. It's the best. And people are gonna share that throughout the community.
All the
Like,
Yes.
It was so good, it was so
Well done.
good. So,
Yeah.
I mean, even if you keep it at 250, like say you replicate the bags again,
mhm.
maybe adding something else that can be done in a
Mhm.
surface capacity.
Yeah. And one of my things that I always wanted to do, was make blankets, like do those tie blankets. Those are, again, they're kind of expensive, and just couldn't really get that. But I'm like, maybe this is something we like
Yeah.
a few months before we're asking for donations of stuff instead of, and that's like the diaper drive that the mayor's office does. They get that stuff donated, and oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
that is a totally different service project because you're sorting through all these donations and you're counting stuff, and that would be a bigger project if we were like sourcing donations. But I don't know if I necessarily want it to be like much more complicated, but I do want it to like, increase the time. And it's just like we have so many people there. Is there something that we could have these folks do that benefits our community?
And maybe somebody in the community has a
Mhm.
project that's small
Yeah.
enough that could be done on that
You know
day.
what I should do is I should tell Dr. Mary that I need her class to figure out what
Yeah.
this is.
Mastermind something.
She's always telling me, she's like, do you have another idea?
I mean, we have a number of, community agencies that might have a small project
Mhm.
that may now want to collaborate because that went so well.
Mhm.
Maybe doing that service
Mhm.
project on that day as an addition to doing,
Yeah.
that way you have more
Agreed.
people, but two things are happening at
Yeah.
once and meeting, multiple needs.
Agreed.
That's easy.
I think we keep going because I want to make sure we get to Black History since that event's coming up.
But before we leave this subject, it was, I know, because Jackie and I talked about it in the car, it was 15 degrees when Jackie and I arrived there yesterday. And we said, I don't think they're gonna go up this short now. It is just too darn cold. There were 107 people in that room. It was literally.
Oh, for the panel.
At the panel. Incredible.
Yes.
And if we meet again at 4:30, let's make sure those
Doors are unlocked. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
At the
that's
museum?
where I was. I showed up at like 4:45.
Yeah, did you-
Waiting, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Wish you would have called me.
Good conversation.
Warming each other up
Would
outside.
you like some help with writing? Are you writing or emailing thank yous? Would you like some help writing, email?
Well,
Thank you.
multiple things. Yes, I will probably do some handwritten things for some people like in this room that I need to thank, but haven't sadly done. Sorry, guys. But I will also be doing email thank you notes. But if I will let you know. The panel was also fantastic. Katie, great job. Thanks for representing the commission. I think it would be good to have maybe a commission member be on it
Yeah,
every year.
yeah. It was yeah,
Somebody.
it was good.
Thank you, Uzziah, for the recommendation of your brother. Thank you, Lakeisha, for the recommendation of your son. Dee for Mary and Judge Newton as well. And Katie. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, wait. So actually, this was Dee. Okay, so Dee's in charge of the panel, picking the panelists. Because honestly, it really was. It was like the best. I mean, the other ones are good. We're good, but this was the best one. This was the best.
Questions flowed. It was
Rondrell
better.
kept it.
He always
Hire
does.
him every year.
Yes,
I
that's
told
what
him
I
at the
said.
end. I said, "Ron, you also I think recommended Rondrell."
Just said it to be to Indy too, but I think that just started everything on the right pace.
It did.
Mhm.
We run over every year to sort of.
I know. Oh gosh, yeah. At the end, I was like, "Leave."
There's an opening for
Yeah.
later Indy, but yeah.
It goes down.
Yeah.
It just seemed so sincere.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were just, and I think a lot of that was the questions. It wasn't like they were just there saying, well, let me talk about Martin Luther King, let me talk about
Yeah.
civil rights. They were talking, it was clear that they were all talking from something inside, and I think that resonated with me.
I did. The group though, I wrote a bunch of questions and I was like, we need to narrow this down. Because I had put together questions about, like what's going on right now, like with immigration enforcement and the protests and Minnesota. And I was like, well, where do you guys want to what do you feel comfortable asking about? And so we took those and we really kind of narrowed the focus, and some things got combined, some things got changed, but yeah. And then we had, I think one thing to note is that we do have the question and answer. Everybody on their program had the QR code and the URL, and then it also was up on two posters in the room. But I think the panel was so engaging that people weren't asking questions. They were just in it. So we got 6 community
It
questions.
shows they're good questions though.
Yeah.
They were.
The role model question.
That was
I think
good.
Very good. You know, it got all out.
Yeah,
That was, I know, I get them on my computer, and then I give Rondrell my iPad, and then I type them in on a Google Doc form. And I'm also typing him messages hey, just pick whichever ones you want. These are all good.
And then Martin Luther King, how he would do today, or what he did today.
That was
I thought
Yeah.
was a nice question.
The role model question came from an audience member, and Rondrell did pick that one, and I was glad that he did. But so Amar goes first. He reaches.
He's like,
I got my answer. My mom. I think
I was trying to hold it together because I was trying to record him, and I was like, "This is not the time to cry."
I know.
Because
So
I'm gonna lose the
my phone is it does terrible pictures, but I took a picture of Lakeisha smiling.
I put it in my family group chat. My sister was like, "Who did that to you?" And I was like, "AT took the picture."
But it was
thank
so
you for
sweet
that
because I kept
memory.
looking over
Yeah.
at you too, because
trying to keep
I
it
was
together.
over in the corner, and so I could just kind of look over and see how proud she was. It was very
He texted
sweet.
me in the middle. He's like, "How am
Yeah.
I doing?" I was like, "You're doing okay. Just talk less with your hands." I know it's the New Yorker in us, but talk less with your hands.
Oh, I did not notice
Yeah.
that. He did good. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. The dynamic and the chemistry of the panelists, I think, was
Yes.
top notch. And it just, I didn't go to the very first time, the first panel.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the second one, and I feel like the second one topped the first one. And then now this one has set a standard.
Yes.
I know, gosh.
This has set the standard for sure. But the additional components of the I Have a Dream speech and Val's piece
Yeah.
that kind of right before
I think the other thing is we're
Flowed well.
outgrowing the space.
Yes,
Yeah.
Uzziah and I had that conversation.
We've outgrown
The
the
space
space.
is-
Oh, yeah.
It's so beautiful in there, but it's too small. People were sitting on the floor. There's 100 seats.
There were 100, I think, I wrote it down somewhere, about 100 seats, and maybe not quite that many, and then there were people that I was carrying chairs in, and still some people sitting on the floor.
What's the other room where we did refreshments hold without tables, would be my question, if you wanted to keep the same venue.
So that's what I think we're gonna
Line those up
do
with chairs in
for.
that bigger room.
We're gonna try to do for the Black History Month
Yeah,
banners
because the
is
tables take up a
use
lot of
the
space.
community room without the tables.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know how many chairs there are in there or how many fit. I hope, and if not, and that one, I feel like if people have to stand in the back of that room, it's easier to like come in and stand at the back and like, cause it is kind of awkward when people are coming in late at the
This is our
auditorium.
room.
But do you think that they have enough chairs to carry in? I mean, if we're talking about 100, do they have 100 and so many chairs?
I can't remember what they.
Okay.
There's more chairs in that front closet too.
Yeah.
That's a lot of chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen it set up for quite a few people before, they do some conference type stuff.
Yeah.
It's definitely, so how the panel sits in the front and the light of the projector, it gives a.
I know,
awkward-
and we, I know, I'm so sorry.
Decided not to look at
We
it.
were supposed to turn, I had said to Susie and Marla, I said, oh, well, can we just like have it up and then right, before they get going, turn it off. And so I went back and we started the evening, the program. And so I went back to Marla and I was like, oh, can we turn it off now? And she's like, well, you kind of have to go up on stage and like hold it and press source. And then you have to scroll through the menu to turn it off. And I was like, I don't really want to do that like in the middle of it. So I
That's fine.
wish I would have known that when I made that suggestion at the beginning. So
It just gives like a.
no, I know it
Weird
like cut their faces off
visual,
right
yeah.
here.
And for anybody taking pictures, it kind of looks awkward. And then the podiums. that
The
are-
pole- the
poles in the room. If you're not sitting in the right spot,
Mhm.
like where I was sitting, I couldn't see anybody who was at the podium.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think would be a better venue?
I don't know, but definitely something that has some free flowing space like that room across. When it's packed, there's still not a lot of movement, and I think those folding chairs, just thinking of like
Yeah, I think
weight and accessibility might not be the best. The auditorium chairs are sturdy and
It might be too much, but it could be at a high school auditorium, or
That's it.
Woodrow Wilson would probably be a pretty good place too, they got a pretty.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's
Those are all
huge.
things we could-
Centrally located.
the community theater.
Oh,
That's a good idea.
That's
Chairs
probably
are a
a,
little less comfy than the ones at the.
I feel like the Woodrow Wilson, it'll look empty.
Oh, it's too big.
Yeah.
community theater because you're also thinking of parking and.
Oh,
Yeah,
big venue, you
they're
just
really-
walk
yeah.
up the seat in the back and force everybody.
Yeah, well, just have ushers. Just tell me,
Yeah.
usher
Yeah.
people to the front.
Yeah, we're in like the Disneyland, like everybody moved to the left.
But you move to a
They'll
venue like
also
that,
just-
parking gets a little easier too.
Yes.
Like that, 'cause it's already there.
True.
Those are good.
That's a good. I had not thought about the community
And then
theater.
maybe we could,
Depends on whether you're at a show or not.
this might be ambitious. But what if we?
The Rose
ask them-
Holman.
Oh, Rose Holman could be great too.
Yes.
But I was gonna say, we could ask the theater of what their lineup is for next year and see if they could pick a play that kind of aligns with the theme of whatever we're doing for the MLK Day panel. And because there's tons of things that they can cover. I don't know, it's just a thought, but that's just me being a musical theater
Nerd.
Let's
Just
pick
kidding.
a song about justice.
Well, I do think that there's room in the program to add addition. Like I thought Roland Coleman was great. I think that there's a room for a song, a performance of some sort. Yes, exactly. Having that at the beginning, add something else. When I worked again for the state, we had students from one of the local high schools perform 2 songs, one at the beginning and one at the end of our program. But we also did talk about adding an award next
yes.
year.
Oh, yeah.
Like every year, it seems like we've kind of like added something new to our MLK Day celebrations. The Day of Service was a huge thing this year, but like it could be nice to have like a legacy award. One thing I don't want is to have so many like nominations going. We got Black History Month nominations, and then have that, and then somebody had talked about, are we going to do more banners now? You know, I don't want us to feel like we're overwhelming people with that. So we'll just need to be really thoughtful. and strategic. I'm not saying it can't happen, but just got to be thoughtful about that.
In the packet that we sent, there were a couple of categories of awards, so it doesn't have to be one. Something like
Yes.
a seasoned person, that's long-term impact, a youth, in the like the K through 12 setting, and then kind of that middle age grade. So there's several options in that packet.
Yeah. I'll go back to that.
That you
Nice
can
to
pull
have a
from.
focus on youth.
I was gonna say that'd be cool with,
Yeah. Also had like a writing competition component, to like bring the youth into that and partner with the student population. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of kids that would be an outstanding.
Well, also, like everybody's mentioned several times there, nobody's doing anything about or celebrating it in the schools or anything,
Yeah.
or around. It's not being recognized or being taught about Martin Luther King as much as it needs to be.
It could be that
Yeah.
education component, of what used to happen at the Heights Center. We have some components of that in that packet too. There's tons of stuff in there that you could continue to build on it.
Yeah.
Every year, make it better. But this one definitely set the standard.
I mean, yeah.
Below this anymore.
Right, no, I think the title helped, and then the judge. We're not talking the whole thing.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I thought it kept moving.
Mhm.
Rondrell did a nice job. Yeah, and I did at the end. I said, "I want to do it again next year," and he said, "Just let me know once it's closer."
I
But
told him the same thing. He's like, well, my schedule allows. And I was like, your schedule will.
oh, okay. That's what he did. I think he said the same thing to me with something about his schedule. I was like,
will allow. You know what day.
"Okay, thanks,
You know what day
Justin."
it is? Yeah. So we got what? Two more reports?
Yeah, that one we're moving. Yeah, sorry, Dee. Yeah.
The dynamics were great, the diversity of the panel, like it was good.
Oh, it was.
It
Yes.
really good.
Black History Month. So the banners are done and they're ready for me to pick up. I got to go do that tomorrow. So that's awesome. We announced publicly everything. I'm putting out, though, a press release tomorrow about the two events, the honorary reception and the installation. I do need volunteers specifically for the honorary reception. The installation is like honestly pretty easy. Like it's just outside. There's no like real setup besides I bring our sound system and our podium. But I will need volunteers. The other thing is Miss Granger. I need help finding out if she is going to be able to come to that would be awesome because I have been like through Marie Thies and she's who nominated her and I was like I just want to know if she's going to be, and if not, if there's something we can do to find out.
She's okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She still-
Okay.
She still drives too.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, great. I just wanted to make sure because I was like,
We shouldn't, but she still
oh,
drives.
okay.
Oh, she's at that stage where like,
Yeah.
she should be chauffeured around.
Okay.
I cannot depart work until 5, so I can't come.
Okay.
Do you need help set doing that?
I'll probably get there again, like probably around 4:30. Yeah. So last year I was looking through my documents and from 5:30 to 6, it was really like more of like a reception in that we like didn't start the program until 6.
Yeah.
And so I think that is a good way to start it because people come late then. But I don't think I made that very clear last year in my like press release and on social media. So from like 5:30 to 6, I know it's not an hour, but like the social hour or social or welcome, I don't know what totally to call it. It's not a, yeah, refreshment, social time.
Yeah.
But then the program starts at 6.
Social time.
Social time? Okay, yeah, because I'm like, not cocktail. It's not a
Yeah.
cocktail hour.
Oh.
I don't want them to
No.
have any expectations.
Cookies.
Oh,
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Anytime, maybe, I don't know if cookies makes it sound like a child's
Yeah.
play thing. Probably like maybe like community social time.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's nice.
4:30 then. I can be there at 4:30.
Yeah.
I'll be there. 4:30, would you say?
I probably will be getting there around 4 with all of the stuff. So
Okay,
if
so
it,
4
o'clock would be great.
Okay,
I'll
front
be
doors.
there too.
Okay.
Just have to move something around.
It not,
Okay,
it,
yeah,
it's
first-
okay.
Well,
Yeah,
I actually have to move the things
Okay.
because I double booked myself. Yeah, once I move that, my schedule is open. So I'll be there.
I will not be at the installation. You don't need me there.
No, you're good?
But I'm not gonna be.
Okay. I don't know what the weather looks like right now. It's kind of hard to know that far in advance. Let me see. I've been trying to, it doesn't, no rain or snow, but it does say 11 degrees. Okay, no, okay, by 11 a.m. it's supposed to be 22.
Awesome.
No.
11 whole degrees
Boots,
more.
coats.
It's gonna be cold. I feel like last year was cold too. So.
It was.
And windy.
So those who want to be there will be there.
Okay. But yes, for the plan we are going to do it in the community room like we did last year, but I'm going to ask for no tables. And we're just going to do, and so that's part of like getting there early. We might have to kind of help set up, but I'll be sharing with Susie that plan for that so they can make sure the tables are removed for us.
Are you gonna put up those little table holder things, little plastic ones?
Yes, but
For
we
all of the,
did it. Did we?
yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Okay,
last
then
time.
yes.
Ready for the past and
Yes.
present?
Yes. So speaking of past recipients, I got an email from Dr. Reynolds that Chuck Miles, like his someone from his family didn't come last year, didn't know, and she said, could we honor him in some way since they didn't come last year? He could maybe come this year. You don't have to answer it in this moment right now. Yeah. But like just kind of something to think about as we're like still planning that.
None of his family came last year?
I don't think that this person came that she's been in contact with, but I think there were family members that were there. But anyway, that I just wanted to make sure.
For the installation.
For the installation, you will be speaking.
Yeah. I don't have any time conflicts with that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I should have put it on my calendar when we talk about it.
I have confirmed with the Parks Department that they will, be putting them up. But last year it was really unfortunate that like the day before, Dr. Bell had just passed away. And so they were like, oh, we should put his up. And I was like, totally agree. Let's do it. But who we should put up first is a part of the installation. I've not like asked for that. It might be nice to do like one of this year's honorees. We didn't do a lot, but last year it was just, for the time of it all. But everybody was technically new last year in terms of their new banner, but just something to think about if you have a thought. Again, just since this is, I can, yeah, I can put them. Let's pull it. Okay. This is not probably the best list to use, but this is everybody's. Sorry. Yeah, I'm scrolling. But they also, I've put their bios in already, so it'll be kind of spaced out. Miss Bynum, Carl Ross, Don Turner, which it doesn't say doctor on there, it's just in this. Herman Sloss, James Conyers, Ellis Mills, Where to Tribble, Tranny Granger, Valerie Hart Craig.
And we have 2 living this year?
Yeah, just Tranny Granger and Miss Val.
I just think it'd be very special if people have the opportunity to see it go up and they are living. That's just
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Miss Val or?
Yeah, I mean, that's my thought, because also she's likely to be there that day. I don't know, I just think that's very, part of, I think how the panel went well is it did feel personal and it did feel connected to our community, like right now at this moment, and I don't know, I think that's needed, especially with what's kind of could be particularly symbolic of the year and things that have changed this year. I don't know, just a thought. But
It's probably the person.
Yeah, oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, when I go and get them tomorrow, I will be getting them to the Parks Department, and then letting them know that that's what we would like.
That would be meaningful to have Miss Val. I don't know, I love Miss Granger down. I think she has been honored well in our community in many spaces and places. Not consistently, there's probably more honor should go to her, but I feel like I'm not opposed to either or, so with whatever the collective agrees upon, but
no,
Miss Val would be my pick.
Okay. Thoughts?
I'm probably Miss Val.
And we can kind of let some students know and help kind of spread the word to come, and then that way it's a little more.
is it allowed to be, I don't know, but is it a surprise thing, or is it just?
No,
some
she
deal?
knows already.
She knows she's, but yeah, but I mean.
That day, I don't know, whatever.
Well, I was just gonna say, it depends on who we select, because it would depend on where they're gonna put it for the Parks Department, right? Because like when they did Bills, it was close to the park.
Yeah, they did
So
it there.
it would, I think, location.
Yeah, this one will be the one that'll go right at 7th and Wabash, because that's where we're going to be having the the installation.
Close to campus, in closer proximity to the cultural center, so it kind of makes close to the former Anna's Hands, which is her sister-in-law.
I don't know where they all are. I can't remember that. But is there anything closer to?
They're just on Wabash.
Just on Wabash.
They start at 3rd and then they go up to 14th,
Right.
which we're filling up.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, 7th. I mean, it's still Indiana State.
I would also advocate that we would know a location for Tranny, since she is a senior, and she and her family would probably like to see hers go up.
Mm-hmm.
So if we could have a location for both of them, maybe one, you know.
We could do them both at 7th and Wabash. Hers can go on the corner.
That'd be
That'd be
that'd be
great.
great.
Oh,
Then-
both is great. Both.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Both.
I will talk to them about
You
that.
know, she's a senior, so she doesn't need to be standing out.
Agreed, agreed, agreed.
Waiting to figure out where the band is gonna
Yeah.
go.
And can you make, when you talk to her about coming to the both? Yeah, okay.
But yeah, her
Love
family will
both.
definitely love her
Yeah.
family.
And Oscar too.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
At all.
Yeah, 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 I know.
Yeah.
That'd be good, because her family will chill. I went to her 95th birthday party. Huge family, love them.
Good.
Oh, that's-
Oscar and Tranny, oh my gosh, yes.
That's good, that both, you know, look, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I will, no, I appreciate you saying that because I'll tell them, we gotta do two this year. They'll do it. They were so nice and so thoughtful. Because I think that was the other thing was like they put Charlie Brown's on that because is the cultural center on 8th
It's in
or
between 7th and 8th.
7th and 8th, or maybe I don't know. It was they put him in like I know they were really thoughtful about Bill. They knew Bill, the guys that were putting him up, so they had just thought about where they would go and yeah.
That would be perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
Great.
The website I as you can see, we do have a lot of the bios, but we thank you Dee again for doing so many of those. But Dee did say like she doesn't have a lot of information on these folks, Cletus, Margaret.
Not Cletus, I mean, his son's here. I didn't have information about Cletus. I mean, we don't have information about Cletus, is that what you're saying?
I don't
I Googled all of them except for Cynthia.
Yeah,
We-
that was all. Cynthia was my task. I put a star next to it.
What, Dwayne, did you ever talk to him?
I did not.
you if you would be so willing,
That would be great.
Jackie, that would be a really big help.
Thank you.
That would be a really big help. And then there are obituaries for Margaret and Florence, I think, and I can try to source those.
Well, tell me, and I can, if you have a source off.
I think that because that's where I found their pictures.
And isn't there just a lot available about
Well, this
Cynthia?
would-
Yes, that was my responsibility, and I dropped the ball, so I will fix it.
That's what I was thinking.
I think
Oh,
I'll just ask her.
okay. Because I was like,
I picked the whole thing from Indiana State, so.
yeah, this is where
Okay,
she was 100 years old. Oh my God.
yes, and I read that.
But there wasn't that much.
I didn't know. I read that, but I didn't know what to highlight there. That she was an exceptional cook. I'm sure that's what you want on the banner.
Well, they're going on the banner, but
I mean,
on the
on the
website, yeah.
on the website. Like,
I know,
didn't-
especially
I
it's like
didn't know what
her,
to
a long
pull.
list of her family members.
I didn't know from that what to pull.
But that is sweet that she was a good cook. So no one ever walked away from her table.
Yeah, so you see my dilemma.
No, absolutely. And then I don't know, Margaret Taylor, similar probably.
She worked at the Heights Center for 27 years, did they say?
Is that what
In
it
there, yeah, one of the sentences I saw, but.
That's okay. Oh my gosh. This might not be the right one.
No.
No, that's not the right one. This is Margaret Taylor. Yeah, that's just not hardly anything. Yep.
There's nothing to pull.
Yeah. This one has almost nothing. Mm.
I think that's the area where she might be able to do a quick search and find something on just 2, 3.
Just two. And then Jackie's got Cletus, and then your
It will be done.
So we have nothing on who this is.
I mean, you're gonna take care of it.
I
Just, yeah, if you could kind of find, what,
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I won't have a problem with that.
okay, great.
And I were, yeah.
Our last report.
Oh, but thank you all for helping on reading session. That would be great. The book club. So this is one where it's nice because Dr. Andorazio, this is her thing that she likes to do, and I just kind of allow her to do it. But she called me not that long ago. She told me that her doctor told her that she's going to be going blind within the next 2 years. I know, it's terrible. And she has that macular degeneration. And she said, I want to just read as many books as possible. I want to talk about books. I want to do this. But she really should not be driving. I think she still does, but she probably shouldn't be. But anyway, so that kind of informed some of my decision making with this. Of course, I was like, what do you think we should? And so we are going to read The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois. And we had Sandy was helping people get signed up or interest at the a lot of interest. There was last year too, but we do, and I can. There's extras in my office. We're reading the Dover Thrift edition. You can read any edition, but that's the one that we have purchased. We're doing it at the Collett Park Pavilion, in part because it is free. In part because, again, it's close to where Anne lives. She lives up near Collett Park, and I had wanted to do it at the 12 Points Library. They have a really nice community space, but on Tuesdays they close at 6 p.m., which is unfortunate, but it was either probably that or the Torner Center, and thought it could be nice. We will also have coffee and cookies at all of these moving forward. Justin has offered the police department, said that they will buy us cookies for our book club. So I said yes. So yeah. Any questions or thoughts on this? Yes, there is parking. You have to kind of, yes. Yeah, it's not a shelter. No. It's not outside. No. Oh my gosh. This whole time, do you thinking I'm doing it in the park shelter? I'm sorry.
It's very similar to the space at Demi Park. Where the
It's
train that room.
But it's
Oh,
like
I didn't know
it's
that's what
nice.
the
It's
name
like
of
a
it
nice building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a yeah.
She thought I was going to do in the park shelter.
May. Good luck.
It's indoors.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's funny.
but I gotta go.
Who else is good? That was my
Yeah,
first
I might
thought
tell
too.
indoor pavilion.
Okay, I can.
Walls and-
I can
When
put
I
that.
saw it,
Yeah.
that was my first thought too.
We'll have a space heater.
Yeah.
BYOSH.
Yeah, bring it.
Your own space.
Bring your blankets.
Bring your own blankets, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes,
Warmer.
yes.
No, it'll be good.
Yeah, that's good.
But it'll be.
But if that's a good point though, if that's the thought that comes to my mind.
I will make sure in the email that people know that it is an indoor facility. I mean, we could have it in the shelter,
No, we cannot.
You can sit on the swings.
We cannot.
but the
Right.
the but this it'll be it was a nice community building, and but anyway, that's all I got there. This is what Anne wrote for us about so if you're curious on reading about a little bit more, she loves a Times New Roman narrow margin synopsis.
I think the location now being on the north side of town and that opens it up to maybe a different set of the community coming, being it was at MCL before.
Yeah, on the
so
east side. Well, yeah, and the MCL it was a little dark in that room.
Yeah,
Hopefully
it
it's
is.
not as,
It is, but I like the
Yeah.
change of location to give more people access who might not have
mhm.
wanted to drive that far or
Mhm.
didn't have access to transportation.
I think there's a bus route.
It is. And also showing that we're not centralizing the programming that we're doing. Like we're here, but we will do over there. So it just kind of brings the community together. So I like the new location.
Well, good. Thank you. I'm glad. The nice thing is if we ever do want to use the park stuff, they will not charge us the rental fee. Because it's like a 70 something dollar fee. But anyway, there's nothing else.
All right, are we done to adjourn?
Well, if there's any statements or anything.
No.
Okay.
Oh, statements from the commission, sorry.
I would just like to thank Sandy for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you,
Well done.
Uzziah, for agreeing to serve as secretary
Continue to serve.
another year. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Dee, and thank you, Lakeisha, for agreeing to take over these new roles.
This has been a
Yes.
wonderful experience.
I sent the applications to 4 people, so hopefully. we'll get-
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send it to a few people also.
Okay.
Really quick, I'll pass these around. The History and Diversity Organization of Terre Haute, founded by Ruth Clark, is hosting a Black History Month event on February the 21st at Mount Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church. I think there's going to be some singing, maybe some dancing. Someone's supposed to speak at the event. We usually honor some of our eldest African American members in Terre Haute. So if you want to come out to that, it is from 12 until 2. Yeah, and we're celebrating 100 years of Black history.
Do you know what day of the week that is?
It's a Saturday.
Saturday?
Mhm.
Share this with
Any other?
people. Any other statements from the commission? Okay. Statements from the audience? No, are we ready to adjourn? All right, can we get a motion?
I moved to adjourn.
I'll second.
No, you don't have to do.
I don't know.
I don't think so. We can vote by acclamation.
By acclamation.
Ended.
All right.